Shalom, this is your brother Kusar Abad, and I want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Give double honors to the apostles of great millstone, taught us his truth and sincerity. Also give peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this truth to the four corners of the globe. And shalom to you, Akwaf and Akim that's listening and coming back to the true names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, repenting and turning away from this wicked beast system. Now, so this video, I'm going to do a two-part, not a two-part. I'm going to show two clips in this video. The first clip is just Vladimir Putin going in on what they found in the vaults regarding paintings of Yahweh Shah and the prophets back in the day. But, so one question I have, so if these were locked away in the vault, who did it? Of course, we know who did it. Esau did it. And then the second question that brothers or sisters should think about is why now? Why release this information now? And to this question, I'm just really speaking as a man, but I think it is a war tactic, you know, because Putin knows the depiction of Yahweh Shah that was preached throughout the whole U.S., that was plastered throughout the whole U.S. So I believe it's a war tactic, you know. So Putin is not only just attacking America or planning to attack America with nukes, he also wants to do it through the process of sifting out lies and information, you know, information on, or a war on information as well, to cripple the U.S., you know. So pretty much, you know, when these troops start to come out, there will be seditions and uprisings also, you know, not just the lack of food or bread, you know, but just the lies that are getting exposed in America, right? Okay. And then the second part of the video that I found regarding Esau trying to take the DNA out of animals that causes melanin. At least that's what I got from the video, you know, through genetic engineering. You know, so these videos kind of go hand in hand because one, you know, it dates back, it's old. The information that's being brought forth is very old, you know, around 70 AD or even before that, right? And then you have what's recent, you know, roughly like 2 years ago, I think, when the elder brother Yashawamba did a video on it where they're doing genetic engineering. That's when the first time I came across the video. I think it was like a year ago or 2 years ago. So I'm gonna play the first video, and then I'm gonna get some precepts, and then we're gonna play the second video, give a little dialogue, and get some precepts.
A moment that redefines not only our understanding of history, but also the path forward for our great nation. In an extraordinary discovery hidden beneath centuries of lore and legend, we have opened what can only be described as the oldest vault known to mankind. What we found within its ancient confines challenges the very fabric of our beliefs and heralds a new dawn for our country. Within this vault, we discovered figures of biblical proportions, characters that many have read about, debated, and revered. These figures, preserved against the sands of time, reveal a truth that is as profound as it is transformative. They are all black. This revelation, this undeniable truth, stands before us not as a contradiction to our faith, but as a testament to the diversity and unity that faith embodies. As your president, I see this moment not as a challenge to our beliefs, but as an opportunity to embrace a wider, more inclusive understanding of our history and spirituality. Russia, in its rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and peoples, is uniquely positioned to lead the world into this new era of understanding and acceptance. From this day forward, let us proclaim our nation under the guidance of Black Jesus, a figure who represents not just the cornerstone of Christian faith, but also a symbol of the universal values of love, compassion, and brotherhood. This Black Jesus, whose likeness and history have been unveiled from the oldest vault, is a message to us all that divinity knows no color, that spiritual truth transcends race, and that our common humanity binds us more tightly than our differences divide us. Let this discovery remind us that history is not just the story of those who wield power, but also of those whose contributions have been overlooked or forgotten. It challenges us to re-examine.
Now, what's important is towards the end of the video, I noticed Putin said it's those who win the wars, those who are the victors in history, those are the ones who can tell their story, aka his story. So that's really important, right? So because, and also too, this video is clear-cut evidence that Yahushua and the holy prophets of the scriptures and Israel, for that matter, which are the same thing. We're talking about the same people because all the prophets were Israelites, right? So Israel belongs to the Lord, and these are his people. So if they're his people and we're created in his image, a lot of people need to humble themselves and think about, so when you see that average Latino, Native American, so-called Negro on the streets, that is Israel, which that is the Lord's people, right? So, the world's about to get humbled, But let's get a couple of scriptures real quick. One second. Let's get Revelations 1. In 14, it reads, his head and hairs, Salaki, his head and his hairs were white like wool, right? So, he had woolly hair, right? Yahushua had woolly hair and as white as snow. So it's not an off-white, it's a bright, white, pure snow white, and his eyes were as flames of fire, right? And his feet like unto fine brass, so when you depict brass, it's like a brown copperish color. I believe brass is a little darker than copper, right? As if they burned in a furnace. So, if you take brass or any type of metal, copper, and you put a lighter to it, it's going to turn black, right? So this is just a depiction, Yahushua, right? And his voice as the sound of many waters. He had a deep, masculine voice, you know. So, um, it's undeniable what Israel looks like and who Israel is. We've brought this information out so many times. So it's just refreshing to see, you know, because of everything that's going on as far as the tensions between Russia, Ukraine, and that involves America with, and because of the treaties, with all of this going on, with all of this infighting in Esau's kingdom, this is where we're at now. This is why these things are being brought out and exposed, right? And then, we know through prophecy, Magog or Russia is going to be used to bring down America, along with the other nations, the EU turning on America, right? But essentially, all the Edomites are going to be brought down low. But this is Jeremiah 14:2. It says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up, right? So what's really important in this verse, the point is they are black unto the ground. So, there are many shades of brown. There are many shades of, you got dark brown, tan, think of all the textures and all the shades of brown when you dig into the earth. You got sand. We would call them the light-skinned people. So also too, we're not this is not about skin color, because also we understand that our people were spread across all the nations. So our people are going to look like heathens as well, but through the spirit, through that bloodline, they're still going to be Israelites. So I don't want to make this just a black video. Oh, he's black, he's an Israelite, because all dark skinned nations are not Israelites. Hamites are not Israelites, which are Africans, right? So we teach through the spirit, we call them the speckled bird, that look like the heathen, that are among the heathen, but they're not the heathen. But because through generation of breeding, say like if a Jake went over, we got Jakes that went over during the Vietnam War, and they would lay with women, the Vietnamese women, and then they would have offspring, right? Which are considered Israelites through the seed of the father. So then, though that seed would make with another Vietnamese person, and there you have it basically dilutes the melanin. So eventually, through generation, that Vietnamese person would look like a regular Vietnamese person that you would see, and that melanin would kind of die off. But through the spirit and through the seed of the father, they're still an Israelite. It just depends on how the Lord chooses to do things, right? Let's get into some more scriptures. Let me see, what do I want? I think I'm gonna grab Job 30:30. My skin, I'm gonna read it in the King James Version, then read it in the NLT. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. In the NLT, my skin has turned black, and my bones burn with fever. You know, we know that Job was going through afflictions around this time. You know, he was going through a lot. You know, and I believe but pretty much what's important is, it's describing because he's saying my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. So Job is, in a sense, describing what he looks like, because of his illnesses and stuff. He probably had some when you get a sore, a scab, and then it heals, that part of the skin might be a little darker than what it originally was. But I don't want to get too deep into it. Now I am going to play the second video going into, speeding things up, going into current times and what this devil is trying to do, because we're going to compare and contrast. So without further ado, let me pull it up.
Introduce it into cells or tissues to correct mutations at sites where we know there's a deleterious change in the genetic code. So I wanted to show you an example of how this can be utilized. This protein complex can actually be injected directly into fertilized eggs of a mouse. And in the experiment you'll see, we're targeting a gene that is responsible for the black coat color in mice. And so normally these mice have beautiful glossy black coats, and once we make this targeted change, we then implant these edited eggs back into a female mouse, and when she gives birth to pups, you'll see that the pups are now mostly white. And the remarkable thing about this experiment is that when these mice grow up, you can test them and show that every cell in the body has this single genetic change that gives rise to the white coat color, but otherwise they're absolutely normal. So they are normal mice, no mutations elsewhere in the genome. This is a type of experiment that used to take at least a year to create a mouse like this, and now it can be done in a few weeks and by people that don't have to have special expertise. So this is a technology it's been very exciting over the last 2.5 years to see this technology taking off. These are publications in the scientific literature. It's been sort of exponential growth of publications, people using this technology for all sorts of applications. And so some of these include making changes and targeted genetic changes in plants, in fungi, in animals that are important agriculturally, in animals that are important to us as pets, and all.
All right. So pretty much, Esau wants to, we're going to stay in Job, but Esau, like he did in the past, it's the same thing today. Nothing is new under the sun. So Esau wants to what? Job, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So again, the hands was given, the power was given, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So what the wicked did was, Esau and Edom, what they did was iconoclasm. I think that's the word, but they, during the Renaissance and Rebirth period, what they did was they went into a lot of philosophy. They changed the depictions of the prophets, because they knew the same paintings that are found now were back then as well. So what they did was they changed everything. They pretty much conquered everybody and then changed the complexion of Yahushua into their image. And all of this was done to further control the people at that time. So, it's the same thing that goes on. You really can't trust Esau. And this is just, this is just what it is, right? Let's get, I want to get some more scriptures. And then, so in the video that I played, it's really just sickening to know that Esau, you never can trust. The scriptures say never trust thy enemy. And this is one of those cases, right? Let's get Sirach 12 and 10 real quick. Yep, and here it goes. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So, iron is, because of the oxidation or because of the oxygen in the air, is bound to rust. So this is an analogy. Never trust thy enemy. Never trust Esau. We know Esau is our main arch nemesis, our main enemy, Amalek and Esau, right? This dates all the way back to the garden, so it's not a normal thing. You should never trust your enemy. Never, get some more. Let's get Psalms 64 and 8. My bad. Yeah, 64. And it reads, so they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves. Actually, no, I want so like I didn't want that. I wanted let me see. They shall name. Here we go. This is Psalms 49 and 11. And it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And that is the inward thought of Esau and Edom. They think that they're planning for the next 50 years because they think that this place is going to continue. They think that their wickedness is going to continue. Right? And it says, and their dwelling places to all generations, they call their lands after their own names. Right? Because you got America. America was named after a European. Africa was named after a European. And brothers, you can go look this up and get the exact name because it's slipping my mind. Let's see. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like a beast that perish. Right? Esau and Edom is that beast. He's not the chosen seed of Israel. He's not of the elect. He's the profane. He's the son of perdition. He's come to do Satan's work. He is that sword, right? I'm gonna get one more scripture and I can close it out. Let's get Proverbs 4 and 16. But I pretty much just wanted to show how, a lot of people say that the Bible was whitewashed, and which some of the names were, but the truth is out there. The truth is out there. Even the Hebrew names of the prophets are out there. You can find those. You can find this information. This information is not it's not hidden away. Everything is being revealed. This is the age of the information. These last 10 years, things are really being revealed. Let me pull this up real quick for edification purposes. So this is Psalms 19:1. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, "The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them have he set a tabernacle for the sun." Right. So this is pretty much going into, King David was prophesying the internet. This is a depiction of the internet, because it says what? There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Right. Then verse 2, it says, day unto day, night unto night showeth knowledge. So knowledge can be spread across the whole world at rapid speeds. Right? The Lord said he will increase knowledge. Knowledge will, roughly paraphrase, forgot where it was at. But, so that's what's going on. A lot of things are being exposed. A lot of things are being expounded on. Old technology and new. But there is one more precept I want to get. Salakia. It's one more. First Timothy. All right. This is First Timothy 6:19. It says, Salakia. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings, the oppositions of science falsely so called. So the scientists of this world, we're not to take heed on it. So this lady, these scientists that think that they're going to kill the gene. I don't know if I've heard in a different video they call it the God gene. They're trying to control. They think of themselves as gods. That's why you have GMOs. That's why they constantly spraying chemtrails in the skies. That's why they create diseases. That's why they create, they have HAARP, which they create weather modification devices, so this devil is trying to control. He's trying to play God, right? He creates science. And so this is why the Lord calls us to renew our minds, to come out of this world, because this world is wicked, because those who are running it are wicked. And we have to keep that in mind, But what these scientists are trying to do, again, landing back on that point, they're trying to Job 9:24 all over again, trying to change the faces of the chosen people, because they know those Edomites in high positions of power, they have access to information that normal people don't, unless you're a prophet, unless you're a man of the Lord, because a man of the Lord or of the elect you'll be revealed, because the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, the Lord gives his knowledge to his prophets. Dang, that was another precept I wanted to bring out that just popped up in my head, and it slipped my mind. I can't think of it, but Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Dash. Again, double honors to the apostles. Great millstone talks his truth. And on to the next. Shalom.